Hi, everybody. Joe Cioffi here on this Thursday, May 3rd, 2018, coming up on the noontime hour. Kind of a bit off on the usual schedule with regards to the live streaming because of some assignments that I'm doing. So I got to squeeze in these live streams when I can, and this is my opportunity here for today. And we have a very busy day with regards to severe weather. We already have a severe thunderstorm watch, up for parts of north central Texas and into a small area in southwestern Oklahoma. You can see on the radar that overlays I have the radar up on the Storm Prediction Center's outline for severe weather today. And then, of course, in the lower corner right down here, you've got the real-time radar at the moment that covers the area. I have it centered from East Texas on up into northern Arkansas, southern Missouri, and now staking some weather into southeastern Indiana and into western Ohio. So if you look this way, okay, so if you look this way, you can see where the Storm Prediction Center's got its risk areas with enhanced risk, and this will probably show up later on across northern Missouri, southern Iowa, and in a very small corner of northeastern Missouri and southeastern Nebraska. That slight risk also, there's a separate area. They're almost connected, but not quite. But there's a separate area that involves that severe thunderstorm watch that is up in parts of Texas and Oklahoma. There you can see the slight risk, and there's a large area of marginal risk that runs southward from there and also runs up toward the Great Lakes. We also have an area of slight risk being indicated for northeastern Ohio, the northern half of Pennsylvania, and then it cuts across New York State north of Route 84 to the northwestern corner of Connecticut, much of Massachusetts, southern Vermont, southernmost New Hampshire, and then westward from there. Looks like right along I-90 going westward across upstate New York. We've got slight risk with that marginal risk line only ever so slightly north of that. And at least for my area, the marginal risk covers northern New Jersey, New York City, and Connecticut northward. Long Island is just to the south of all that, and that's usually because of the marine layer issues that we have to deal with. So you get an idea here that this is pretty busy with regards to the weather that we're dealing with. And as we take you through the day, we're likely to see some thunderstorms, flare up on the eastern part of that risk area. Right now, as we look at the northeastern radar, there really isn't too much happening here from my standpoint. We do have some showers and downpours in northern Vermont, the northern half of Vermont, the northwestern third of New Hampshire, and that's moving eastward. So the boundary is pretty far to the north. I'm not so sure that I'm going to see much in the way of anything here today. I would actually be a little bit surprised. I would lean to the idea that we would probably not see a shower or thunderstorm in my neck of the woods, which would be, Long Island, southernmost New England, New Jersey, the southern areas of the Hudson Valley, New York City, and much of eastern Pennsylvania. But you know what? Sure, an odd cell could pop up here and there. I think the better chance for something is probably tomorrow. I think that's probably where we see a bit of a greater risk with regards to severe weather conditions. Let me bring up the surface map here. We have just a very bit of the new GFS, but you know what? I think what we'll do is we'll switch over to the NAM model and take a look at what that has to offer. Tomorrow's risk area, by the way, of severe is a lot less impressive than today. Just a marginal risk over much of the same area in the Northeast, and I'll we'll get into it tomorrow. I think there's probably a higher risk that there could be some showers and thunderstorms running around, but a lower risk of them being severe. So here's the NAM view of all of this as we start with this afternoon, and you can already see there's a problem with the NAM model today, because when we look at, actually, I'm sorry, I got this, here we go. There we go. Finally, so it fires up. But even so, the NAM seems to not have a good view of what we are seeing here. I'm not understanding why there's no new NAM model run since 18Z. Is that the last one? Yeah, I guess there's. Oh, there is an issue. Okay, let's see. There is an issue, Houston, and that issue is NOAA's having problems with their servers, so model data may be delayed or missing. So that kind of squashes that. Sometimes I got to make sure I give this a stronger look. So you know what? Let's see if the new GFS is in, and we don't have the new GFS, or do we? Let's see. We do have a little bit of it. Okay, so at least we have enough of the new GFS that we can do something with it. So let's switch off to that. It figures now that I want to look at the NAM model, we can't. And something didn't look right with it today. Okay, so here's the GFS, and you can see the precip area in terms of the measurable liquid running through. It looks worse than it is. Let me put it that way. And as we go through the night, the GFS at least seems to want to allow for the possibility of a shower or thunderstorm in my neck of the woods. But here's the next cold front as we go through Friday. Much less impressive in terms of the dynamics of the severe weather here. And then over the weekend, one of the things that's happening out to the east, and the model just kind of picks up on it here. We mentioned it a little bit the last few days. There is a wave at an inverted trough that's east of the Bahamas that's moving westward. And there's actually a little bit of a surface low that forms there. A very small surface low forms near Grand Bahama Island on the GFS come Friday night. This is way too soon, I think, to be of a tropical nature here. But it certainly is, a little bit of a low that comes out in that from that area. You always have to pay a bit of attention to it to some degree, but the bottom line is that it's really more of a low with an inverted trough, and it does try to shoot up some moisture here over the weekend. I would tend to think that of the 2 weekend days, maybe Saturday would be a bit better, and then Sunday looks like the models want to enhance the chance for some showers during the day. There's another cold front that's to the north here, low pressure up in northern Maine. There's a trailing cold front with this high that's over western Lake Superior, so a shot of cooler air in here, but it's going to take a little bit to get that cool air in. So I guess with the weekend, I was trying to be optimistic with it. It looks like I would think Saturday be the better of the 2 days. It's not going to be picture perfect. Sunday, maybe a few showers running around, and temperatures at least, which are, by the way, near 90 again today, or even into the low 90s in some places, would not shock me. Particularly if we can hold on to sun for the rest of this afternoon, which in some cases is certainly doable. We could see some record highs. Now, for me, it was 80 degrees at 11 o'clock, but MacArthur Airport already had a south wind. So I'm wondering whether that 85-degree record that sits at MacArthur Airport is even going to be reached. But certainly some areas that are to the west that don't have a sea breeze issue are going to wind up seeing some records being challenged or possibly being broken. Raymond, up in upstate New York, you need the clouds to back off so you can build up some tops for your thunderstorms. I know you're a severe weather fiend. That's the risk this afternoon, that the clouds cause you a problem. We've got so much sun here, and it's hardly a cloud in the sky. So we have the opposite problem as our temperatures go to 90, but we don't. All the dynamics are further north. Okie AG storming since 9:45 until midday Friday in north central Texas. Hail coming at, but not until this afternoon. Pouring now. Oh, all right. How's your drought situation, Okie, where you are? I know that parts of western Texas and Oklahoma not still having very, very dry conditions. And by the way, Kansas and Oklahoma, first time since 1951, okay? It's first time since 1951, there have been no tornadoes reported for the months of March and the months of March and April for those two entire states. Okay, that's a remarkable statistic when you think about it. It is the first time in 67 years that those two states have gone the months of March and April back to back with no tornadoes being reported anywhere. So it shows you. I could make a joke here that I made somewhere else, which is the fact that I guess they're not spraying the chemicals in the atmosphere, or maybe they are spraying the chemicals to prevent them from happening. I don't know. It just seems to always work both ways. But I'm sorry, I had to get that in. Anyhow, that is really remarkable when you think about it. Severe weather on the whole has been, on a uneven decline over the last 10 or 12 years over much of the interior part of the United States, particularly the spring severe weather. The number of severe thunderstorms and tornadoes has decreased for whatever reason. I don't know if it, maybe because of the cycle we're in. I'm not sure. 99 wolves got gusty winds yesterday because there was a bow that formed around Hoffman Estates. It was raining since about 10:30 p.m. until 7 or 8 this morning Central Time. Whoa, that's awesome. Any idea how much rain you got? Certainly, some of these thunderstorms should have been able to dump at least several inches of rain. Hopefully, some of the drier areas are getting, getting some rain that they need. So Okie AG says ponds are full where he is, but and have been all spring, but not so much as you go 100 miles to the west. Yeah, usually that's kind of zeroes in on one spot. You get you get some regional relief, but in terms of widespread relief, I guess you guys are still waiting for that. Do water temperatures climb faster in humid heat than in dry heat? Water temperatures, David, probably have the bigger impact is probably the wind direction than anything else. If you have a dry heat here. The problem with that is that the dry heat comes with a west wind, and a west wind causes upwelling, and that actually will keep the water temperatures colder, at least right along the immediate coast. That will be the case because, again, you'll have that wind, offshore wind, upwelling. You're actually better off with if you want the ocean water to warm up, you're actually better off with a humid setup with a wind from the southeast that moves the waters from the Gulf Stream that are offshore. Some of the warmer water starts getting pushed back northwestward toward the coast. Not that we ever get into like the super warm water of the Gulf Stream, but you're better off with a southeast wind than with a west wind for up here anyway. That is definitely the case. Roe 3942 headed to the festival to play with hot air balloons all weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. What kind of weather can we expect in Foley, Alabama, which is about halfway between Mobile and Pensacola? Okay, no guarantees from the management here, but I'm looking at Sunday. I don't see anything, in terms of widespread shower or thunderstorm activity. It looks okay to me, and I don't see too much in the way of any kind of big wind. So I think you're going to be all right. Most of the action is going to be from Florida eastward off the southeast coast. So I think you're looking pretty good with regards to the weather for your area on Sunday. Fingers crossed, as I know how sensitive with those hot balloon festivals and any kind of wind can be a problem. Max G hitting 87 in Indiana. We're in Indiana, okay? You got to give me a spot. Thank you so much, Roe 39425. Hitting super chat. Really appreciate that. Thank you. We can also double check this tomorrow for you if you'd like. Just come on board and just shoot me the post there. But like I said, right now it really looks pretty good for you as far as the balloon races are concerned. Timothy Veltman truck thermometer says 82, and that's with clouds. If it was sunny, I'd be feeling pretty swampy by now. No doubt about it. Nothing like that very warm, humid, swampy feeling when you're in a warm and humid air mass. Nacona, Texas, this morning had grapefruit-sized hail about 50 miles west of you. Wow. And as the radar shows, it's pretty active at this point as well. All right, folks, I got to go. There's, like I said, I got a few things I got to take care of today. Tomorrow we'll be back with a normal live stream at probably about 6 o'clock Eastern time, unless something causes me to jump on a little bit sooner. I may also shoot a live stream. I'm actually headed out to the National Weather Service in Upton on Long Island here in a little while. And if I get a chance, if I get an opportunity, I might throw in a quick live stream from there, as long as those guys are okay with it. So no guarantees that I'll be able to do it, but we'll give it a try. Also, thank you so much, by the way, just to make mention of the fact that on the descriptor for the live stream, as well as on this video, once it stores in my video library, if you go back to look at it later, there is a link to Amazon. If you shop on Amazon, you can support my channel by just simply using that Amazon link. If you wind up buying something on Amazon by linking through the link that's provided, Amazon is an affiliate. I'm a participant in their affiliate advertising program, and it's designed to provide a means for channels like mine to earn fees by linking to Amazon and affiliated sites. Feel free to use it if you'd like. Thank you if you do. If you don't, it's perfectly fine. I just put it out there. If you want to, it's there. If not, that's okay too. Have a great rest of your day, folks. No Joe and Joe show tonight, but that will hopefully be back tomorrow, if not for sure, on Monday.